Dr. Johns, what's your take on what Des Bryant said? And what's the difference between gentle parenting and tough love?
Let's start with honoring the spirit of Asa Hilliard, right? The sociologist who said, I've never met a child in particular, a black child, who is not a genius, and there's no secret to how we support them. We first acknowledge them as human, and we second support them with love. What Brother Bryant was doing was acknowledging the importance of love and how too often that doesn't show up in families that are struggling with toxic stress, prolonged exposure to trauma, or poverty. And so what I really want to highlight is the importance of us all having access to the kinds of support, mental health, social and otherwise, that allow us to show up in the way in which that brother is intimating. To your question about gentle parenting, that brings up lots of questions about people who have access to resources, including time as a resource. And for me, the core, the anchor between the two is showing up in love and in community so that our babies get everything they need in order to thrive.
Wow, that's a beautiful, beautiful analogy. I'm going to let you drop the mic on that one. How can we think about the NFL differently now? You know, there's so much bad news, so much bad press. Does the hiring of black coaches who have a progressive vision give us hope that this might change?
Let me reframe the question, because white supremacists like to hide behind what we describe as qualitative data. In the history of the NFL, since its inception in 1920, there have been more than 500 football coaches, and 25 of them, including our good brother Mayo, have been black. What that says is that there's a whole lot of work to be done for the NFL to adhere to anything that rings close to equity. I said it seemingly unjust, but I meant it. Shout out to Colin Kaepernick. The NFL has so much work to do with regard to equity. This is why not only the Rooney Rule is important, and we need to make sure that Brother Mayo and every other coach who is not white has the kind of support required to do their job and be protected in doing so, especially in a place like New England that is synonymous with white supremacy and its history. And so this is to say that this is not simply about the brother having the opportunity. I'm both, I celebrate that he is the first in this regard. And Marc, it really vexes me that in 2024, we're still having first. And the NFL should be ashamed of their numbers with regard to race and the lack of equity.